Hello, people. I'm here for another music review. Sorry it took me a little bit. It's mostly because I didn't listen to like many new albums in the last week, so I just figured I would skip it for the time being. Mostly because I'm trying to figure out what else to do, like other than just that. So it's a work in progress, but so far as I perceive man, my hair is like messed up. But what's it called? The way that I'm gonna be doing it so far is like whenever I find another album to do. But this week's album that we're gonna be talking about is Static X's Project Revolution Volume Number One. I didn't put it in the title for the Volume One or whatever because it seems kind of weird anyway, just doing Volume One, Volume Two, whatever. But if you can't tell, I have my Static X shirt that I got from, what's it called? I should just be better in the frame for it too, if I wanted to. That way you could see everything. But, what's it called? I got this shirt from VIP that I went to go see when I saw them live. See, and I got a signed, poster, if you could see it up there, where the only thing is that it didn't get signed by Wayne Static, but it was more like this last tour that they were doing was more like a tribute to Wayne Static anyway. Because I think the way that they've been putting it is like the lead singer of Dope is the lead singer of them, but he goes by the name of Spider, I think it is. But anyway, they kind of like play, it's kind of like wrestling where they do kayfabe, where pretty much that's what it is. He doesn't want to be noticed as the person, even though a lot of people think that it's him anyway. So, but anyway, I'm getting off subject. This album is just fucking awesome. There's only two songs, and it's the last two that I didn't like full on headbang throughout the whole album. And my favorite tracks are, I think it's called Terminator or something. Damn it, I'm trying to think of the actual name. The Terminator Oscillator. That's what it was. That's one of the main standouts for me. And then it was Bring You Down. Project Regeneration is good. Accelerate's awesome. And then what's it called? I'm trying to think of the other one. Maybe it's All These Years. But pretty much the whole first time that I was listening to the record, I was like, okay, because it started off kind of slow, or not really slow, but like for a Static X album, and where it was just like it definitely sounded like they were trying to have them as singles for the album, but it just took me back to Wisconsin Death Trip, and that's the main thing about this concert too, was that it was like them doing a celebration of that album. And what's it called? It just brought me back. I mean, I've been listening to Static X for a long time. For a real long time. It seems like I started listening to him when I was like in my maybe like 16, maybe. Which makes me feel old thinking about it because I'm turning almost 38 soon, so it's kind of weird, but what's it called anyway? But there was a certain time where I wasn't listening to him a lot. I think it was after, what was their last album? It was the one where they did Cold and everything. After that, there was one where it had Lunatic and Z28 on there. I think that's by far my least favorite Static X album. Even though that's still a good album, it's just like my least favorite out of all of them. But this is definitely brings me back to Wisconsin Death Trip. Like they even do Abstango. Man, I'm trying to get it wrong. I'm gonna get it wrong, really. But it's Abstigo Placebo in this album, but then in Wisconsin Death Trip, it was Absti. Oh man, damn. I'm trying to think. I think it was like, I can't even say it, but anyway, I think it was like a continuation of it. But this album, it felt like a lot of songs that they didn't like. I don't know for sure because I didn't do a lot of research before I did this video. But I'm thinking that it's a lot of cutting room floor type of Wayne Static listening to records, and then they just like listen to a lot of them, and they're like, oh yeah, we should put this out, or like not even cutting room floor, but it was probably they just had a bunch of shit. Because when I paid for the VIP to see the band, at one point they were doing a Q&A session, and one of the questions was like if they would do another album or whatever, and they were like, well, we do have a lot of stuff that Wayne Static recorded that they were deciding if they wanted to release it or not. I'm sure that they were going to release it anyway. I mean, the only thing is, like, this whole thing, like, I kind of agree to a certain point. Like, if they just did this tour and didn't do another record, that's like one thing. But also at the same time, if you're putting out this stuff because it's awesome, because I would much rather listen to this record and it slaps. Like, and I don't say that word that much. I usually say like other stuff where I'm just like, it's just fucking, it's just so good. So good. Mostly because it's so relentless and it reminds you of Wisconsin Death Trip, especially. Like, a lot of the songs kind of bring you back to that same feeling when I first listened to the first record. And they do that on some of their other records, like the one with Destroy All on it. I'm trying to remember the name of the song, or the album, I mean. It was like Machine or something. I don't remember for sure. I'm sure that, because I remember the image, because I think they've always had the same thing, like the little X with a fire emblem on it. I think that's supposed to be their logo. But it was like, I think that one was a green album with the logo on it. I just can't remember the name of the album. But that's the main thing about this record is, like, I don't know, it feels different. It feels like the same, but also different at the same time. And some of the songs were just so heavy where I was just like, man, I want to hear them do this song in concert, because I was going crazy, or at least headbanging. Like, most of the time I go by, like, if I'm enjoying what I'm hearing, I headbang just how it is. Like, even if it's rap or whatever, if I feel like the need to do it, I just do it. But, like, there's so many good songs on this record. That's why I say, like, there's like the last two, it just felt, they felt kind of out of place from the whole entire record. Not saying that they're not good songs, but like they just, because especially the last, like, I think from song 3 to like song 10 was like perfect. Like, every song, like, I was just like jamming out to them the whole time. It was just really, really awesome the way that they were doing it. But that all said, everything was a good album, and I'm definitely gonna listen to this more often, just because it just was like, because I didn't expect this album. I was looking up, what was it? I think I was on iTunes and I was looking around, like, because I do that often. I'll look at certain albums that are coming up, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should check stuff out, and like try to branch out, try to listen to other stuff. And this one popped up, like, in the recent releases, I think, or like their pre-order part or something. I don't remember how, but I found it and I was like, God, this guy, like, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna download this, and I did, and I didn't listen to it for a while, and then like a couple days ago, I started really listening to it. I was like, oh, maybe this should be the next album that I review or at least talk about. And this album was just, it just is so perfect. It's like encapsulates everything about the band in so many ways. And I'm wondering, like also at the same time, I'm like, I think it sounds like Wayne Static, but when I saw Spider in the band when they were live, you can really tell a difference. Like, I mean, like, yeah, just a little bit, but like, he tries to really sound like Wayne Static, which is awesome. That's why I say like this album. It's like I can't even really say a whole lot into it because it's just so good. It's just a perfect record, and you guys, especially if you're into metal, period, especially like because came out around the same time as Disturbed and Linkin Park and all of them like around the same time, and they stopped for I don't know. I'm thinking at least like 5 years. Just spitballing. I don't know for sure. It could be a lot longer. It could be like 7 or 8 years. But like I didn't think that they were ever gonna get another Static X album, and then yet it came out, and it's exceeded all expectations. And I'm definitely, if I do these to do like an album of the year thing for like which records I think were the best out of that year, this is definitely up there. Definitely up there. I'm gonna be listening to it on repeat. It's just gonna be amazing. And that's one thing is like I want to hear this stuff live if they go back to touring, or I mean the way that they're doing it might just be them doing their own thing, like just coming out with this stuff because they have it. Totally understandable that way too. Like, and they don't even have the tour anymore. It's just like they were sitting there and they're thinking, oh yeah, maybe I should put this out because it deserves to be heard. And I'm thankful knowing that it came out because there are so many damn good songs, especially Terminator. Like, because that was the main thing. That was the main. I think it's like the main popular song that's on there. And then the Hollow song, Hollow Project Regeneration. And then it was like, I saw Terminator also later. And it was like the first 5 seconds of it, I was just like, damn, this is so heavy. It just hits you so hard. You're just like, holy shit. Okay, this is a jam that I could, like, if I was in a mosh pit and I heard that blind, I would probably be going nuts. I would be like flipping out, like going crazy, doing what I usually do at concerts. And that's why I'm like, oh man. And then the other one, I think it was Accelerate, because when I heard that one, I was like, fuck, this is fucking badass too. Like the only ones that I was really like, it could have been, yeah, that was another one, the Bring You Down song. Like, I definitely, when I heard that one, that was just so good. Like, the way that they do their songs, it's like similar to what they were doing before, but and then it seemed heavier than it was, even though that you really, if you listen to Wisconsin Death Trip and a bunch of their other albums, if you listen to them, it just kind of falls together like it sounds like another Static X record, and of course it is. I'm still repeating myself, but like, that's why I say like those are the main songs that you should check out. And like you should definitely listen to the whole record, but like those main ones you'll probably be like, fuck, this is just good as fuck. And you'll probably put it on repeat just like myself. So, with all that in mind, I definitely recommend it. And I might as well wrap this up. I think I've been sticking with about the 15-minute range anyway, because I don't think that I should be talking for like 30 or 45 minutes on these things. Just short and sweet. Eventually, I want to like start editing more and stuff like that. But anyway, that's beside the point. If you like any of the stuff that I'm talking about, or like you want to recommend more music for me to check out eventually, because there's always a shit ton of music that comes out every single year, and I want to at least try new things, see if I like it or whatever. So if there's any band that you want me to check out, leave them down in the comments. And if you want to check out the Hard Geek YouTube channel, or well, you're already checking that out anyway if you're watching this video, but all of our socials are on there through Instagram. I think the only thing that we don't have is like a Snapchat. Everything else, we have a Twitter, we have an Instagram, we have a Facebook account or a Facebook profile, and everything else. You can like, subscribe, any of this stuff. If you enjoy like any of the stuff, music stuff I'm talking about, just join whatever if you feel like it. Otherwise, just watch the videos whenever they come out. So for that, my name is Josh. I don't remember if I even introduced myself as Josh or not in the beginning. Probably not, because I try not to leave my name into stuff. And for all that, I hope you guys have a good day. So see you in the next one.